Okay, we should be live. Welcome in, everybody. This evening we are playing Roblox Twisted. I'm going to be live storm chasing with chat. I'm in a private server, so there will be plenty of room for y'all to join. We have 24 open slots. So we have day 1, 2, and 3 high risks. Right now, the game is doing, excuse me, a high risk weekend, some sort of event going on. But right now, I have an 8/2 with almost 500 SRH and over 3,700 cape, 1.4 inch PWAT, not the best, not the worst. So we're going to play this out and see how it is. So the game code is EJ88Y4, so be sure to join up. I can also put a link in chat for anybody who needs, or you can go ahead and friend me on Roblox for tonight. But that is the current server code. It's currently 8:25 in game. Storms will probably get started hopefully by around noon. So I'm going to go ahead and put our server code in the live chat. So once again, that is EJ88Y4. And, excuse me, I am also going to put a link to the server in chat so you all can join. That's just going to take me a moment. So this is a pretty good risk. We could see some large violent tornadoes today. It's definitely possible. Okay, so I'm going to get that link posted in chat for you, but for anybody new to the channel, I typically do severe weather coverage and content, occasionally forecasts. Sometimes I'll do radar update shorts, but mainly live severe weather coverage. So I appreciate you all tuning in. We've got 4 people watching, 2 likes, so be sure to like the stream. It helps out a lot. If you would like to, you could subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. And if you would like to go above and beyond, donations are 100% optional, but greatly appreciated. The PayPal link is in the live chat. Okay, so I'm going to get this server link for you all. Okay, there's the server link. You can also join using the code. But we're going to get back to the game. We'll probably be live for a good while here tonight. Not 100% sure how long, but I hope you all are enjoying your Sunday evening. So, let's see who we got in here. Paige, thanks for tuning in. I went ahead and made you a mod because you've been here a lot, and you also mod on some other streams, and you're very helpful. So, you're now part of my mod squad. And then we've got Tabby Gamer, Calvin, Western Ohio, EAS, and WX in here. So, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Be sure to join the server. Once again, the code is in chat along with the link. If you do want to ride with me, you can get in my TIV 2. This goes for anybody watching. I'm at the small gas station in Prior Lake. And it actually does look like we have a storm firing. So we got this popping up near Funkley, kind of at the intersection of the Key Soda 53 and the Key Soda 71. Let's see how storms are moving today. So they're pretty much going to be going due east, 109 degrees on the hodograph, and 59 miles per hour. So these storms are going to be moving pretty quickly, and it looks like they're going to pretty much be moving due east. So this could be an Almora or Huron slab, or maybe in Sneed. It's kind of hard to tell what the storms are going to do at a stage as early as this, but based off that new severe thunderstorm warning polygon that just came out, I'd say it's going to be moving more southeast. So we don't have any rotation with this yet. I'd imagine we'll see that pretty soon. But if I'm being completely honest, I think I'm actually just going to be staying put here in Prior Lake. I think that's the best spot for right now. But once again, for anybody who wants to join, feel free to join. The server code and link are in the chat. If neither of those work, let me know, and I can go ahead and friend you here on Roblox just for the night. Looks like we've got Tabby Gamer in the server. Welcome in. So I'm going to take just a second to get things set up. Be sure to join the server. We do have storm firing. We've only got one other person in here, but we have 4 people watching the stream and 3 likes. So welcome in, everyone. I appreciate you all for being here on this Sunday evening. It feels like it's been a bit too long since we did a Twisted stream, but a high-risk weekend through tonight, so what better time to do one? I was re-rolling earlier for a good day 1 because I don't want to be waiting too long for a good day. So an 8-2 is good because I was getting a lot of 5-1s. I'll play pretty much every high risk except for a 5-1 or a 5-2 if that exists, I'm not sure. I'll play a 6/2. Some of the best Twisted days I've had in history have been 6/2s, so some 6/2s are built different. I should actually check what the storm is doing before I just drive north like that. Okay, so we've got sort of a hook starting to form over Hibbing, right near Hibbing Lake. Let's check velocity. Yep, we've got some broad rotation with that. So I'd imagine if this storm is going to be moving east, southeast. So I'm going to start heading south. I'll probably wait at the intersection of the 15 and the 41. Honestly, this could be a Virocoslabber. Not 100% sure yet. That was some cool lightning back there. We do kind of have a green sky. Let's check the lapse rates. Okay, so lapse rates in the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere are 8.1, and in the 3 to 6, 7.5. So we could see some decently large hail today. And there is that mesocyclone, so you could see it rotating in there. And actually, it does appear that we have a funnel cloud. So this funnel cloud is right over the road. This is the 41 looking west from Prior Lake. So I'd imagine that is pretty close to Hibbing. So I'm going to go ahead and get in the TIV2. And got a cool tail cloud. That's actually really photogenic. This is a really photogenic storm. We're going to get the drone up. Take a look at this. If anybody wants screenshots, be sure to grab them really quick because that is very photogenic. Look at that. We're going to watch this touchdown on the drone. We'll have plenty of time to catch up with the tornado. But it's going to touch down pretty much right on top of those power lines. I wouldn't be surprised if we started to see some power flashes here pretty soon. It does look like we have some ground circulation right in there. So this is now a tornado on the ground. I'm watching for power flashes. It may be a bit too far south of those power lines. But that was a very photogenic touchdown. It's going to progressively get more rain wrapped as time goes on. We do have PWAT of 1.4 inches today, so not the best, not the worst. There is that tornado. Looks like condensation funnel isn't quite touching down yet, but it is a tornado on the ground. We do have ground circulation, and it is currently green TVS, and according to the radar and based off of that tornado warning polygon, it is going due east. Never mind, it kind of shifted a little bit to the southeast, And it looks like that funnel is coming down now. So this may actually hit some of those homes on the southern end of Prior Lake, those lake homes. But it looks like our condensation funnel is now on the ground. So if you're just tuning in, we are playing Roblox Twisted. It is a high-risk weekend. Just a disclaimer, this is a video game. This is not real life. But if you are new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel. And be sure to like the stream. We've got 6 people watching and 3 likes. So I appreciate all of you for the support. I only have 20% gas, but 19 now. That actually lasts a long time in the Tiv 2L. I feel like in the Dominator 3, I constantly have to fill up. So it is very weak at this point, but it is going right over these homes. I'm going to place a probe down just for the heck of it. I'd imagine we're not going to see any winds too high above, maybe 100 miles per hour. But it looks like I need to get back into the Tiv 2. And I think I missed that probe intercept. We got max wins of 78, and I made $78 as well. And it looks like some very light damage over here in southern Prior Lake. So we're going to survey this. Let's try 95. I do apologize for the keyboard noises if that annoys any of you. I can try to be more quiet with it, but it's a mechanical keyboard, so it's pretty loud. Did 105 work? It did. Okay, so we'll go with 105 for that. Welcome in, Itzbra. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Enjoying your Sunday evening. So this tornado is still yellow TVS, impacting southern Prior Lake as we speak. Yeah, not too much winds at all. I mean, the power's still on in those houses. It hasn't even damaged power lines, really. Looks like those trees even made it, so very weak tornado at this point, but with the environment that it's got, it's definitely going to take advantage of it and could intensify. I believe this road is a dead end. Actually, no, it's not, but now this is orange TVS, and we've got some power flashes ahead. So I'm going to continue going after this tornado. It looks like it's impacting these homes over here in southeast Prior Lake. And it's actually kind of on track to head towards the Buc-ee's. So we are in it and on the Mesonet, getting winds of around 80 miles per hour. Looks like that lines up with what Tabby Gamer saying. Oh dang it, it went just south of Buc-ee's. I've actually never seen a tornado hit Buc-ee's. I think that would be pretty cool. Or I guess Truckies. It's called Truckies in the game, but Buc-ee's in real life. Get our headlights on. Okay, so this is now red TVS. So strong tornado on the ground near Prior Lake, between Prior Lake and Helma. Have I seen a tornado in real life? No, I have not. Alrighty, I am back. Sorry about that, everyone. But this tornado is continuing to grow in size and in strength. It is now pink TVS. So I'm going to try to get it intercept really quick. I don't know what even just happened. I didn't have my probes in my inventory. We can roll that back if you want to, but they did not appear. So I'm not sure if that was some sort of glitch or something. We'll try again to get another intercept. Let's check on velocity really quick. Yeah, so this is a violent tornado on the ground near Helma. Yes, it is now pink TVS. So this is Beltrami County 72. I'm going to continue on this road and look for a spot to get another intercept. It might be better if I go south more on that dirt road down there. I'm actually not quite sure what to do. We're gonna watch its movement just for a second. So it is now a PDS tornado warning for Nateville, I guess, even though it's not really heading towards there. Once again, I would like to clarify that this is a video game. None of the events taking place in this game are real, so I don't want to concern anybody. That is a beautiful tornado, especially when the rain goes away for a second. It looks like it's trying to morph into a wedge, but not quite a wedge yet. More of a cone, I would say. So, there we go. Now I have my probes. I'm not sure what happened earlier. That must have been some sort of glitch. I did not expect it to suck me in that early. That is unfortunate. But there's the tornado, so it does have a pretty large wind field if it was able to do that to me. But I'm going to go ahead and reset character to respawn because I can't play with my screen being that dark. Okay, so we're in Viroqua. Honestly, I think we'll go for the next storm, so we're going to take a look at that. Let me get my 2009 TIV2 spawned. Okay, so there's that tornado. It's actually black velocity now, so it is strengthening. Did you guys just see that? A new rotation formed right on top of that. So I said we're going to go for the new storm, but it turns out it's going to be this same storm. But we actually may have had another storm form right on top of this one. And it appears that that is exactly what has happened. There's the velocity. So we have a pink TVS tornado on the ground and then one about to touch down. I want to get a view of this on the drone really quick. It's not the end of the world if I don't intercept it. That is now turning into a wedge tornado, and on the left you can see that tail cloud associated with that second circulation, so that looks really cool. That tail cloud, that double tail cloud, and then that funnel next to the wedge tornado, that is very cool. And we got some lightning with it too. Okay, so I'm gonna exit the drone view and start making my way towards these tornadoes. I believe they will be going off the map pretty soon, which is unfortunate, but we can try our best. Okay, so I'm gonna head, I think going east and then north would be the better decision rather than west and then north and then east. But we'll look at the drone once again, because that is one of the craziest things that I've seen in Twisted, especially today. Look at that. That is very photogenic. Okay, so we're going to head east. So for those of you just tuning in, we are live playing Roblox Twisted with viewers. We've got Tabby Gamer in here as well. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. We have 6 people watching and 3 likes. So if you are new to the stream, please be sure to like the stream and consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free and helps out a lot. If you would like to go above and beyond to support the channel, I do have a PayPal linked in chat if you just scroll up a little bit. But that is completely optional, as is everything else. But I do appreciate all of the support. So this new tornado that has just touched down is on the left, and this one is pretty much immediately a wedge tornado. It is red TVS, so that new tornado strengthened much quicker than our first one did. So we now have double pink TVS tornadoes, both dangerously close within the vicinity of the small town of Sylvia. So I think my plan right now is to drive north on either the 13 or the 77 and try to intercept on this road here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 13 like this, go north, and then head west just a little bit, or maybe even stay put at that intersection. So this is my turn, so I'm going to turn left right up here. Ooh. These tornadoes are so big, and I'm getting so close to them that it's making my game lag just a little bit. So I'm going to head north on this road, trying to straighten out the TIV2. Alright, so this is the Keysota 13. I'm going to try my best to get an intercept, but I'd imagine with this new tornado, considering how large it is, that it probably has a pretty large wind field. The initial one isn't even half the size of the new tornado, and it's still got a huge wind field. So this is going to be the road that I intercept on. I think we need to go a little bit east. So I'm going to observe what the tornado is doing and try to figure out where to intercept. It is still violent. Both of these tornadoes, I was going to say they're both still pink, but this one just went red. I'd imagine it's going to re-intensify for a second. Okay, so here comes that new scan. Okay, it's still red. I'm still going to intercept nonetheless. Sorry everyone, that was weird. My Siri just went off and it started playing some random song. Hopefully the stream didn't pick that up, because that is definitely copyright. Okay, so here is Sylvia. That original tornado is starting to weaken. Alright, that's good, Paige. I don't want to get a copyright strike. For some reason, Siri heard me say Rihanna and started playing a song by Rihanna that I've never heard. And I'm sorry if I just set any of yours off. I probably did. Okay, so it's still red TVS. This thing is trying to get away from me, but it's not going to be able to. I'm getting an intercept. We need to get probes down quickly. Okay, there's one. I'm going to go for a direct intercept, though. Okay, we're going to place that probe, and then I'm going to run back to the TIV2. Okay, so that tornado is going over our probe. This right here is the probe that I missed badly with, but that one only got 61 max wind speeds. Looks like the tornado continued north, but it is only orange TVS, so I'd imagine I wouldn't get winds any higher than probably about 110 miles per hour. The game actually states on the radar with the legend that orange TVS is 100 miles per hour, so it is red again though. So, switching between red and orange. I have not checked the radar to see our third storm yet, so let's see where that is. Considering the tornadoes are moving southeast and the hook is already forming near Mizpah, this is going to be a mainly off-mapper, and I don't think I'm patient enough to wait 15 minutes for the day 2 high risk. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave. Tabby Gamer, you can continue chasing for a moment if you would like, but in probably about a minute or two, I would appreciate it if you could leave the server so that I could start re-rolling. We can always join a public server as well, but I would prefer to use the private server. So Tabby Gamer, just let me know when you have left. So we're going to go ahead and start re-rolling Twisted servers. I need to be checking PayPal more often on my phone to make sure I don't miss anything, because that would be bad. So give me just a second, everyone. Gotta log into there. Okay, we are good. So let's check this risk. Looks like I spawned in Viroqua. Ooh, that is good. A 9/2 with just shy of 4,000 cape and 523 SRH. And 0.7 PWatt, that is very good. Yes, Tabby Gamer, you are good to join. Thank you for asking. So yes, feel free to join up, everyone. The private server link should still be the same, but there is a new code. So I'll put that in chat for anybody who wants to join. Once again, this is Roblox Twisted. This is a game, not real life. That's a little disclaimer. So the server code is FF14F3. You can see it in the top left, and it is also in the live YouTube chat. So give me just a second, everybody. I'm going to get my car spawned, and then I will be right back. So feel free to join, because it's going to be probably 5 or 10 minutes before we get a tornado on the ground here in Twisted. I'm in Viroqua at this gas station on the southern edge of town if anybody wants to ride in the TIV 2 with me. But once again, I will be right back, everyone. So just hang tight. Alrighty, I am back. Sorry about any background noise, anyone. My cat is a little bit crazy right now. But once again, I am in Viroqua at this gas station, this speed stop on the southern edge of town, right over here. So feel free to spawn here if you would like to get in my vehicle with me. I'm the TIV 2. I won't get you killed because I don't get sucked up in TIV 2, but I typically get out and I wait too long to get back in, placing my probe, and I get sucked up. but you'll be fine. I promise. So we're just going to be waiting a couple minutes for these storms to fire. It's currently 9:13 a.m. in game. I anticipate we'll see a storm by noon and a tornado on the ground soon after that. Storm motion today, 65 miles per hour, very quick, and that is going to be east, maybe even a little bit northeast. That is much better than yesterday. They're going to be a bit faster, so harder to catch, but we will try our best. Sounds good, Tabby Gamer. I'll probably head out of Viroqua and head to the storm a little bit after it forms, unless I'm able to stay where I am. That would be great. But just for now, I will be here. And there's the first storm forming to the west of Hibbing near the 41. But I'll stay here for now. I'll wait a second. So we have got 6 people watching. For those of you just tuning in, Roblox Twisted is a storm chasing game, and they are doing a high risk weekend this weekend. So I figured Sunday evening, might as well take advantage of it and do a live stream with you all. So this is my private server. Looks like we've got Bloodhound, Little Bob in the server, and we have Tabby Gamer in here. So we've got 6 people watching stream and 4 likes. If you are just joining in, I would really appreciate it if you could like the stream and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. It is also 100% free. If you would like to go above and beyond, if you scroll up in chat a little bit to the beginning, my PayPal is linked, but that is 100% optional. It just does help out. It helps me cover the cost for things like Radar Omega, Radar Scope, and hopefully some other weather resources in the future, and just shows your support to the channel. You will get a shout out on stream if you are to donate, but once again, that is 100% optional. Okay, so we've got a hook beginning to form kind of near Hibbing. If anybody tries to join the server and the code does not work, please let me know in the YouTube chat, and I can send the server link again or friend you on Roblox just for the night. But the same link that I posted earlier for the server should be the same. I don't think it changes every time you re-roll it. That is actually a very interesting spot for a severe thunderstorm warning, considering that the damaging winds are west of Hibbing, and so is the heavy rain and small hail. So that's weird. But there's our Hicks. I don't know what I just said. I tried to say Hibbing and Hook at the same time. Sometimes that happens. I don't know what. I cannot talk tonight, but our hook is beginning to form near Hibbing Lake. No rotation on velocity yet. I'd imagine we'll see it on this next scan, but there is our hook. Right over Hibbing. So let's see if we get rotation. Okay, not quite yet. Should be pretty soon. Alright, so Tabby Gamer, looks like you're almost here. Once you're in my Tiv 2, I'm going to start heading for that storm. So I'm just finding out that that tornado that we covered live yesterday, which impacted areas near Caney, Arkansas, was rated an EF1 tornado with estimated peak winds of 105 miles per hour, and that occurred around 3:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that's the local time there in Arkansas. So that was an EF1 tornado confirmed near DeGray Lake in Hot Springs County, Arkansas yesterday. Thankfully, it looked like most of the damage with that tornado was pretty minor, but obviously still very scary, especially with how quick that happened. If you look back on my stream, it was very quick between when that rotation developed on radar and touchdown. That's just what happens with those spin-up tornadoes, so that's why you always have to keep an eye on radar. I'm still going to call it the Caney, Arkansas tornado. That's kind of where it was near. Alright, so I'm going to head for this storm. We should have rotation by now. Yes, we do. And that tornado warning does include Prior Lake. Got some pretty strong rotation developing, so tornado is going to touch down very shortly. I'm going to head towards Prior Lake. And I can actually see the mesocyclone rotating over there. So there is that tornado touching down. That is a large cone funnel, so I'd imagine this tornado will intensify pretty quickly and enlarge into a wedge. And it is now on the ground, and you can see it already growing. Alright, so there is that tornado. It is green TVS over Prior Lake right now, heading for Trent. You can see power flashes over there, actually lots of power flashes. So it's going to be impacting those mobile homes in the small suburb of Trent near Prior Lake. But those are not really that easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy to damage. They are very easy to damage, but they are hard to rate because they max out at about 115 or 120 miles per hour. So that makes it an EF1 to EF2 tornado in most cases in Trent. So it's not worth rating, especially because it is green TVS. But even if you have a pink TVS go through central or eastern Trent, it's not going to do much damage. Okay, so I am going to head north on the Keysota 15, and that is pretty much right where this tornado is. It's going to cross pretty shortly. I am at 10% gas, so I'm going to need to grab it probably after we chase this tornado. New tornado warning observed, and this actually may be in Almora Slabber and maybe even 10 Strike or Eastern Hazleton down the road. Kind of hard to say right now, but it is strengthening, so it is currently yellow TVS. Sounds good, Tabby Gamer. Just feel free to hop back on whenever it works for you. But this tornado is now crossing the road ahead of me, and that tornado siren is going off in Prior Lake. I'm going to turn that off because I imagine that is very loud. But it is crossing the road right in front of us. Looks like we've got somebody here in the Dominator 3 just ahead. It is yellow TVS. It was just orange, so it is still strengthening, and it is currently a cone tornado. This actually could be an East Hazleton slabber. I think that's what it's looking to be right now. So once again, for those of you just tuning in, the game Roblox Twisted, it is one of the best storm chasing games on Roblox, if not the best. And they are doing a high-risk weekend event right now, so all the servers have high risks. We currently have a 9/2 STP of 9, VTP of 2. That's significant and violent tornado parameters for those of you who don't know. We have just shy of 4,000 CAPE, 523 SRH, and 0.7 inch PWatt. So these storms are going to be very low precip, and these tornadoes will be easy to see. So this tornado is now orange TVS. My intercept plan as of right now is to get onto the Wadena County Road 22 and intercept from there, likely to the north of Almora, because this actually is probably going to impact southeast Hazleton very shortly. Sorry about the lag, everyone. We might be experiencing a little bit of lag. That's pretty typical, especially when I'm live streaming if I get close to the tornado, but it should get better shortly. The tornado is getting bigger. I'm going to turn graphics quality down just a little bit. But there's that tornado. It's pretty close to what I would call a wedge. But right now just a large cone tornado, and it is red TVS, so this is a significant tornado on the ground to the southeast of Hazleton. Sounds like the tornado sirens in Hazleton are not going off. For some reason, a lot of times they don't go off. I'm not sure why that is. It may be some sort of glitch, or maybe they're not supposed to for certain warnings, I don't know. But welcome into the stream, South Central Alaska WX. Hope you are doing well and enjoying your Sunday evening. The tornado is still on the ground. That's just a glitch that happens when you get too far away. Your graphics quality is low, so it looks like it's lifting, but it is not. See, when we get closer, it goes back. That was a cool drift. Okay, so this tornado is orange TVS. Oh, never mind, it just went pink. I think I actually need to stay pretty much right about where I am for an intercept. And oh my gosh, this tornado is getting bigger. This house right here, I have surveyed it with an EF5 rating. If it does get hit, it's going to be good. Well, it would be bad in real life, but good in the game, you know what I mean. And this tornado is just engulfing this entire housing area. This is a direct intercept. That was perfect, and we could see those power flashes with this. And okay, well, it just went back down to orange TVS, but you can see maximum wind speeds on the probe: 140 miles per hour, 139 miles per hour. And since I did not deploy, I am getting thrown a little bit, tossed around, but maximum wind speeds 142 on both probes. And current wind speeds on the Mesonet of the TIV2 are 60. We were at 97. Not sure what's happening with my mouse. I think it's trying to highlight the OBS window. Okay, there we go. There's that tornado. You can see some debris stuck in there. That's kind of a glitch that happens sometimes in Twisted. But that just went through this whole suburb of eastern Hazleton. I don't think we had any EF5 damage, but maybe some EF3, EF4. What's up, Bloodhound Little Bob? Not sure who you are, but welcome into the server, and thanks for watching. I'm assuming you're watching the stream. That was a W intercept right there. We'll survey this house right here. I don't think this tornado is worth going after right now. Thank you, Mr. Tanks. Appreciate you. W indeed. Thanks for tuning in. So we'll start with 160. Okay. Let's see if we get EF4. We do indeed. 175. No. 170. No. We'll try 168. No. Well, 16 is going to work, of course. 167. 167 miles per hour. So that is an EF4 intensity damage rating. You can see that. That's funny. That debris in the air, that glitch, it got frozen in the air. So the tornado is still on the ground. Looks like it's 200 plus right now as it impacts Hazelton Lakes. I can't remember if Hazelton Lakes actually has EF5 damage indicators or not. We can go back there and survey later, but I want to check on our new storms because we do have a tornado on the ground near Hibbing Lake, yellow TVS. I need to get gas. I'm at 5%, so I'm going to stop in Hazelton and get gas over here. And then I'm going to head directly south on the 15, and that should take me, it should lead me right to that tornado near Hibbing Lake. It's only yellow TVS right now, but by then it should have plenty of time to intensify into a violent tornado. I'm not sure of the size right now. I can't see it from here. So it looks like the extent of that damage was limited to eastern Hazelton, but I did only survey one home and it got an EF4 rating, so probably the potential for some high-end EF4 damage. So we're going to get gas at this Breezy gas station. We'll go to probably about 25-ish gallons is all I need. That should be enough for the rest of this stream, or at least the rest of this game day, this day in game. What's this guy say? Will I be live tomorrow? Sometimes they keep the high-risk weekends going the day after that high-risk weekend into the Monday and Tuesday following. If the high-risk weekend is still going, and I'm not too busy tomorrow evening, I'll do another Twisted stream. But in terms of severe weather coverage or anything like that, I will not be live. Okay, we got 30 gallons of gas. It's about 35%, 33% gas, yeah. So that should be good. So we're going to get rolling and go to this tornado. It's actually kind of heading towards Starbucks, so this may be a rare Starbucks slabber. We don't see those too much anymore. They used to happen all the time in 1.20, in my experience. Turned one time too early. One turn too early. Okay, this is our road. So I am going to start heading south on the 15. This will take us through Prior Lake and eventually down to Starbucks. Hopefully we'll be there in time to beat this tornado. So this is yellow TVS, very low precip around the tornado. So this is a violent tornado. Did I say yellow TVS? I mean pink TVS. So we are going to continue heading south. I'll actually keep the screen on the radar for now. Looks like this is either going to just barely miss Starbucks to the north, or it could be a direct hit. It's kind of hard to tell, especially because it can and will shift. So looks like it is probably 200 plus. I'd imagine we'll see a black pixel on velocity pretty soon. We've got some dark blues and purples. If you are enjoying the stream and are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I typically do severe weather coverage and forecasts for areas all across the United States. Yesterday we were live during the Caney, Arkansas and DeGary Lake EF1 tornado, which occurred in Hot Springs County, Arkansas, just before 4 p.m. local time. So if you're looking for that type of content, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. It is completely free. We are 8 subscribers away from 1,700. We are at 1,692. It's kind of a steep goal, but I would sincerely appreciate it if we could hit 1,700 subscribers tonight. We are 8 away. My goal right now is to hit it by Halloween, but if we could hit it tonight, that would be amazing. And if we do get close, like 2 or 3 away, I will pull up the live sub count on the screen and we'll pause the Twisted. But we are now passing through Prior Lake. Hopefully we'll make it to the Starbuck area before the tornado impacts. Let's actually take a look at the radar after I straighten out the TIV2. Okay, there we go. So black pixel velocity, it's probably about 220 mph plus wind speeds. And I think we'll make it there in time. That is a PDS tornado warning for Starbuck. Still not sure of the size of this tornado. You can kind of see the dust cloud over there on the right. And we had a new tornado just touch down along the Beltrami County Road 63 and Keysota 71 near West Viroqua and Interstate 33. Looks like that might be a stovepipe tornado. No, now we can see it. I tried to say a bunch of words at once. Nope, now. But that is kind of a sidewinder tornado right now. A little bit of stovepipe. I can't tell if the condensation funnel is all the way on the ground, but there you go. Now it is really sidewinding, so I'm going to report a sidewinder tornado. It's cool that they let you make Skywarn reports in-game. That adds a little bit of a realistic aspect to Twisted. So in terms of if this is going to hit Starbuck or not, I don't think so. It's going to be north of town, kind of near the bridge. I'm going to try to get an intercept. May not be able to get a probe down, but you can always try. Okay, so we are now approaching this tornado. And honestly, I think the bridge would collapse on us if it does impact it. But I think we're going to try to intercept from the bridge. It's kind of hard to see it with that dust cloud. It's kind of just a black mass now. So I'm going to try my best. But it actually does seem like it just shifted a bit further southeast. And it is now impacting northern Starbuck. Now it is mainly mobile homes over here. So I don't think we'll be able to get an EF5 rating. But it is impacting portions of Starbuck, and there we go. I, myself, have been picked up, but I did manage to get a probe down. You can see max winds, 170, 180, 199, 203, 204. Okay, so maximum wind speeds, 204 miles per hour on the probe. I got that down quite literally just in time. And now they are decreasing. That is only about 30 miles an hour off of my highest intercept of all time in terms of a probe intercept. Well, in terms of a non-sub-4 intercept, actually. But that is now on top of Starbuck. I can't remember if we have any EF5 damage indicators. Well, damage indicators that could be rated EF5. I can't remember if we have any of those in Starbuck. It is worth a look. I don't think I'm going to go after this tornado in Viroqua. It's not very strong right now. Still orange TVS. Well, that got laggy. So I'm going to do a little bit of damage surveying here in Starbuck. We just had a tornado roll through. It was EF5 intensity. I got an intercept of 204 miles per hour. And I believe it did continue to strengthen just a bit further. For those of you who would like to go above and beyond to support the channel, I do have a PayPal. I will link that again in chat, but that is 100% optional. It is greatly appreciated though. So these are all mobile homes over here, so we're not going to get too high of a rating with any of those. They max out around 155. Does look like lots of very serious injuries, though, and potentially a couple of fatalities. I see one fatality. Once again, this is a video game, so do not be concerned. So once again, the PayPal is completely optional, but greatly appreciated. I put a link for that in the live chat. It's going to be kind of hard to see, considering the street lights are mainly out in Starbuck. This tornado definitely took out the power, but I'll drive around. I'm not sure where it hit. It looks like it hit this house a little bit. We'll survey this. It doesn't look like too intensive damage. We'll go 110. Oh, is this a 2-story house? That might be much more intense damage than I thought. No, yeah, I don't think it is. 135. Okay, we'll go with 135 for that. EF2. Alright, so I think that's going to be the extent of our damage surveying. And I don't think either of these tornadoes are worth going after anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and re-roll the server for one final chase day. So let's see who we have in here still in the server. Looks like it's just me and Bloodhound Little Bob. So if you could go ahead and please leave the server. It will be back, or I will be back momentarily. I just got to re-roll. So I'm going to go ahead and leave. And if you could as well, I would appreciate that. Alright, thank you very much. So, I'm going to re-roll the server to get another good risk. And we will be back very shortly. Alright, so let's see if we can get anything good. We have already been live for 57.5 minutes. It feels like it has not been nearly that long. So that is good. 5/1. I think I can do better. So I'm going to go ahead and re-roll. We're looking for, well, considering it's a high-risk weekend, preferably an 8/2 or above, but I typically take any high risk except for a 5/1, so 6/2s are cool with me for the most part. Spidey Clips Z, you were the Dom 3. Alright, cool. Thank you for playing and watching the stream. We got a 7/2, 2,942 cape, and just over 500 SRH. I know this goes against what I had just said, but I think I can do better, and I'm not going to play the 7/2, even though I said I typically take 6/2s and above. We're going to look for something better. We can do better. Cross your fingers for an 11/3. Cross your fingers. Okay, I've got my fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get an 11/3. Okay, a 5/1, you've got to be kidding me. I could do much better. Watch, now that I got a decent risk, a 7/2, all it's going to give me is 5/1s. Cross your fingers for an 11/3. My fingers are crossed. Alright, let's see what we got. Drum roll, please. Hopefully Hopefully that wasn't too loud. 6/2. Nope, not happening. Should actually look at the thermodynamics first before judging it. What is the best intersection I've ever had? I'm assuming you mean interception. So the highest intercept I've got was, I believe, 251 on a probe. But that was a subvort, and the game doesn't count that. The highest wind speeds I've ever gotten on a probe, according to the game, from a non-subvort is 232. But I've seen 237, 251, things like that. So pretty high, but some people have like 300 plus. So that's what I'm trying to get one day. But most of the time when people get 250 plus miles per hour intercepts, it's from an insane subvortice. At the end of this stream, once we're done playing Twisted, I'm going to do a couple channel updates. I've started working on a couple videos. That's the majority of the updates, but I'll go into more detail about that later. A 6/1, not happening. We only have barely 2,000 cape and 600 SRH. That SRH is very good, but the cape not. And we have PWAT of 2 inches. So that server is a no. But for those of you just tuning in, I'm re-rolling Twisted servers, so give me just a couple minutes. But be sure to like the stream. We've got 6 people watching, 4 likes, so I'd appreciate it if you could help me out and get those likes up. Okay, 5/1, not happening. If I don't get a good server in the next 3 or 4 rerolls, we might just call it wraps and do those channel updates, and then I'll end off the stream. Do not become the probe. That happened to me multiple times just during this stream, as you all saw. Okay, let's see what we got. Drum roll. 8/2. This is a hard decision because it's not a balanced 8/2. It's cape isn't great, 2,700, but we have 630 SRH. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're gonna play this risk. I'm in Viroqua at the speed stop on the southern edge of town. For those of you who want to chase with me, once again we're gonna roll, or not roll this. We're gonna play this risk. So if you would like to join, now is the time. Let me get the server code in chat. It is UQ74F9. I will also put that in chat, but once again, that server code is UQ74F9. It's also in the top left part of the screen, near the hashtag, right where my mouse is. And once again, if you would like to ride with me, I'm at the Speed Stop gas station on the southern edge, or at the southern edge of Viroqua. And what just happened? Oh, I'm looking below the vehicle. Okay, so let's check more detail into these thermodynamics. Holy crap, 79 miles per hour is how fast these storms are going to be moving. Intercepting is going to be extremely difficult. And those storms are going to be moving east, primarily to the southeast though. So hopefully things form around this general vicinity. If anything forms down towards Hibbing, Starbuck, Mizpah, it's pretty much a dud if it's going southeast, especially if the hook is too far south, because then it'll go off map for the majority of its life. Gonna go ahead and drink some water. So for those of you watching, this is your reminder to drink water, stay hydrated. So, kind of just playing the waiting game. This is one of those servers where it started out earlier than normal. I think the past ones we joined and it was about 8 a.m. It's only 6:34 a.m. Storms will probably fire in game by 11 a.m. or noon, and we should have a tornado soon after. But thank you to the 4 of you still watching and the 4 of you that like the stream. I appreciate you. Once again, sorry about the cat. She is just in the background, in and out. So I'm going to keep an eye on the radar. Hopefully we get some storm development pretty soon. I do have 27% gas, and that is enough for the rest of the stream. But I'm just going to fill up so it's not a problem later. And I think I actually need to bring the Tiv 2 closer to the pump. Your game's buggy. You're all good. Take your time to join in. It's probably going to be a bit before we get a storm. I don't know what that parking job was, but there we go. I can fill it up. That's all that matters. Your game's taking forever to load? That sucks. Does anybody, all of you OG players will remember this. I'm pretty OG to Twisted. I started in, I think it was early 2022, maybe 2021, I can't remember. But the game, no matter what device you were on, it wasn't your device, it was just the game. It would take at least 3 to 5 minutes to load on that initial loading screen. So in 1.20 or whenever they reduced that to about 30 seconds, that was a warm welcomed update from the devs. Okay, so 54% gas, that should be good for a while. So it's almost 8 a.m. in game, probably be a couple more in real life minutes before we see storms fire. But once again, this is going to be our last Twisted day of the stream, our last chase, so hopefully it's a good one. Our first one wasn't that great, but the second one I got a 204 mile per hour intercept. So that's at EF5 intensity right there, so I'd consider that a success. Hopefully this one's good too. Our first 8/2 kind of failed us, but I've got hope for this one. The cape isn't great, but at the end of the day, if you've got a certain amount of SRH, it's going to do something. And there we go. That is a pretty good storm spawn. This could be a Haram, Sneed, 10 strike slabber. So I'm going to start heading north. We're going to go all the way towards Prior Lake on the Keysota 15. And then I'm going to head north. And then I can always go east as I get further north near Hazelton or Haram. But I think just going straight up the 15 and then heading east when I need to is easier than dealing with this road. Actually, that would have been easier. I was thinking of the road just to the west of Sylvia, but it'll work out either way. I could go up the interstate, but it's a bit windy. Not too windy, but just enough to mess up the cruise controls from time to time. You're about to give up. That sucks. I'm not sure why the game isn't working for you, but that is unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. Once again, after this twisted chase, this final day, I'm going to give you all some channel updates. I've started working, well, I shouldn't say started working. One of these videos I've been working on for a while, but I was doing it in DaVinci Resolve, and I only got about 40 seconds in because I was having that much struggle getting used to DaVinci Resolve because I've always used iMovie. So this weekend I started moving that project over to iMovie, and I'm already 2 minutes in, and I started over in iMovie. I didn't even import the part from DaVinci Resolve, so I've made great progress already. And then my other video I just started working on, now I'm not sure how long ago, but I did make a community post about it, on a certain tornado that happened over the summer. That just got upgraded its rating. So, probably going to release that tornado video first, after that other video. I'll reveal what these both are at the end. They've both been announced before, but I'll just keep it a secret for those of you watching stream until the end. But this rotation is to the west of 10 Strike, and it's moving southeast towards Sneed and Haram. So what I'm going to do is, once we get to the intersection of Keysota 15 and Keysota 53, I'm going to head east, and hopefully that gives me enough time. This honestly might be the only tornado from this day that we chase unless something looks really promising, because unfortunately I do have to end off stream here pretty soon. And I want to be sure to have enough time to give those channel updates to you all at the end. Not sure why the game just got super laggy. The server might be bugging out a little bit, but I see power flashes. So we've got a tornado on the ground, and there's that mesocyclone. We've got a yellow TVS, so pretty weak tornado, but now orange and strengthening quickly. And that's going to cross probably right about in between Haram and Sneed relatively soon. There's the velocities. Once again, this tornado is rapidly intensifying. Did I miss the intersection? Are you kidding me? I did. I was paying attention to the radar. Okay, so I'm gonna head east, try to make it to this tornado. And if I don't catch this tornado, I'm being honest, I'll probably have to end off the stream. But first, I will give those channel updates as promised. Oh my gosh, that just got really laggy for a second. That is a wedge tornado on the ground producing a lot of power flashes. I could see it over there. Okay, so wedge tornado on the ground near Haram. Probably the tornado of the day, honestly. It is orange TVS. Not quite violent yet, but it's getting there. That is probably at least a mile-wide tornado, if not just shy of that, and it's red TVS going right over Haram. This may be a Haram EF5, honestly. Look at it. Look at all those power flashes. That is a huge tornado. I don't think it's reached pink TVS yet, interestingly enough. It did go red for a second, then orange. There we go, now it's pink. But it's not worth going after, because it's going to go off map relatively soon, and it's in the process of crossing the river. So, this next storm, let's see where it's developing, because if this storm doesn't seem worth going after, I'm probably going to do those channel updates and then end off the stream. And yeah, unfortunately, looks like that storm is forming pretty much close to off the map west of Funkley, and I don't think this tornado is worth going after anymore. So, I think the hook would still be off the map west of Funkley, but that did make me reconsider for a second when it got that large. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave Twisted, and I'll check radar really quick. I know we had a marginal risk today. I'm not sure if we've got anything going on though. Looks like special weather statement is in effect based off that top bar up there. Okay, so we have special weather statements across South Carolina and North Carolina. That's a huge special weather statement. That stretches all the way from the South Carolina, North Carolina border to the North Carolina, Virginia border. So that's for wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So if you are in that special weather statement, secure loose objects. And then these ones down here in South Carolina for heavy rain, small hail, and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour near I-77 north of Interstate 20. So if you are in those areas, consider seeking shelter inside a sturdy building and to secure loose objects like patio furniture, maybe a cover for an outdoor table or umbrella. So just secure. I don't know what I'm saying. I was trying to say seek shelter and secure at the same time, but seek shelter inside a sturdy structure and secure your loose objects. But with that being said, that is going to be the end of this stream, but I will tell you all the 2 videos I have been working on. I was working on my August 9th, 2025 first storm chase video in DaVinci Resolve, and I only got 40 seconds in over a couple months of progress, and I just could not figure it out. So I restarted in iMovie, and I'm already 2 minutes in. So that is good. And then I started working on my Enderlin, North Dakota EF5 tornado. I'm about 45 seconds into that one. I had started that one in iMovie. I'm hoping to get the Enderlin tornado video out first and the August 9th, 2025 storm chase video out shortly after. But they'll all just kind of come out whenever works. Hopefully I get one of them out around late October or early November, but no guarantees right now. Just be looking for those soon. They'll definitely both be out before the end of the year. But with that being said, that is going to be the end of this live stream. I had fun tonight playing Twisted and just hanging out with chat. So thank you all for watching. We had some great people tune in. We had Spidey Clips, Paige, Tabby Gamer, It's Bruh. We had Western Ohio EAS and WX in here. It looks like Calvin was in here a little bit before I started. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.